It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just one beat a hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Clarkson and Mad Max got me Emmett, I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Raiders won't keep some say that we grind me. But we bring the revenue every time we grind in third and some and Wallace gone. Renfro caught it and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the Raiders fans that we lost since the beginning. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just win, beat a hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just one beat a hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Clarkson and Mad Max got me Emmett, I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Raiders won't keep some say that we grind me. But we bring the revenue every time we grind in third and some and Wallace gone. Renfro caught it and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the Raiders fans that we lost since the beginning. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just win, beat a hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Nation, what's going on, Show Squad? What's happening? Welcome to Protect the Show podcast. It's your boy Chris. Thank you guys for joining me today, man. Sorry you guys missed me on Friday, man. I was feeling a little under the weather. But, man, just want to say shout out to the Shield Squad in the building. Got my boy Robert Pena in the building. What's going on, sir? My boy Rick, all the way from Hawaii. How you doing, sir? Hope everybody's safe out there in Hawaii with those fires, man. So hope all's well with you. See who else we got in here. My man, Ray Love. Ray Love, what's going on? Salute Nation, what's going on? ASMR, Dog's Life, what's going on? Thank you. I'm glad you liked that intro. I really appreciate it. Randy in the building. Got Leo in the building. What's going on, Leo? Shield Squad. But hey, guys, I got a good guest in the building. Got my boy, Big Daddy. What's up, man?
What's going on, big guy?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm chilling, man. You know, I'm very excited to talk about our game, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. That I'm juiced up, man. Our boys are balling out, man. 2 weeks in a row, man. And the sky's the limit, Daddy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, can you hear me okay? Because it looks like my internet is acting up as usual, man.
Daddy, I can hear you like you're right next to me, Daddy.
All right, sound good, man. Let me finish shouting out everybody. You got my boy Randy in the building, ASMR Dog Life in the building. Got Queen V in the building. What's going on? It's funny, quick, funny story. I was texting Queen V just like a second ago. At least I thought I was texting her, and I end up texting my boss. And I was basically telling her to log into the show. So I thought that was a little funny. She thought that she got a kick out of that. Let's see who else we got. Look like everybody else. Let's see. Queen V says, "Hola, Big Daddy."
Hola, Michelita.
Cool. Got a Dog's Life says, "What's up, Big Daddy? You're a star, man. You're a star." But as usual, man, before we get started, man, I got to play my regular intro, and then we'll get to it, man. Let's get it. All right, let's get it, man. But yeah, so what do you think about the game, man? I know one thing that really stuck out for me is, we had a chance for the starters to play a little bit, got Jimmy G to play a little bit, man. So I was actually pretty hyped seeing Jimmy G play, man. He got the first series, they went down there and scored a touchdown. He was 4 for 4. What's your thoughts on Jimmy, man?
You know what? It was good that he got his feet wet, because he hadn't been in the pool in a long time.
Right.
And for him to get in there, I mean, watching him with my wife, Niner Nene, watching her team over here on the side, not rooting for them, but watching Jimmy from afar, he's always processed really quick, make quick decisions. But it's a different story now when he's playing for us, and he hasn't played in a minute. So what does he do? Boom. There was one he threw off his back foot, kind of awkward, but he still completed it. One thing about him, he makes quick decisions. He knows where everybody's at, and I'm all over that, man, for him to go down the field really quick. And you know what? These guys have really bought into him, and he's leading us the right way, man.
No, I agree, man. That was one of the first things that really stood out for me, is because, they got some pressure on him, but he knew where to go. It wasn't a whole bunch of, looking around, patting the ball. A couple times, again, I don't want to talk about our previous quarterback, but, he knew where he wanted to go with the ball as soon as they were on him, whether it's dumping it out to the running back. And you could tell he has a command of that offense. He just looked comfortable up there, like he was already, calling audibles and, pointing out the Mike linebacker and all that stuff. So he just looked real comfortable. I love seeing it, man. Honestly, it was just he has a whole different swag about him. It's like he out there and expects to be successful.
Yeah, one thing about him, Big Daddy, and what got number 4 in trouble last year, 2 things: captain check down, and then also freelancing.
Yeah.
And McDaniel says, hey, I'm drawing up all these plays in the lab. All right. I got all these plays in our silver and black lab. And we got Devontae going this way, Renfro going this way, our tight end going this way, Abdullah going this way. Everybody's going this way. And basically, that's what he's been saying since we hired him. Just follow the play. And Jimmy, who's getting like, he's hip to all that, but now he's back with his original coach. He knows where these guys are going to go. So he's going check 1, check 2, check 3.
Right.
And whoever he sees open, he's flipping that ball quick. There's no indecisiveness. And Jimmy's not going to run 30 yards for a first down. If he has to, whatever. But this is what I saw yesterday was cool, and it was exciting. But at the same time, the negative talk about Jimmy Glass, he's going to break first game to the national anthem. Come on, man. I put that stuff up to the side. Jimmy, all I'm saying is this. While you suit up every game, ball out. If you can play all 17, so be it.
No, I agree, man. You know, one thing that, you know, when you realize about how our offense works, and again, I think that, you know, a lot of people don't understand with our previous quarterback. Again, he liked to freelance a lot, but it's almost like, you know, I forgot who said it, but it's like McDaniels gives you the answers to the tests. You know, like he takes, so all you need to know is, you know, what to do in case the defense does this. Because basically, one thing about our offense, it has an answer for everything. You just have to know what they're throwing at you and then go to that option, you know, and you have to think quick. You got to be quick on your toes, but you have to know, you know, it's a lot of pre-snap reads and things like that. And all you got to do is just take the answers to the test that the coach is giving you, and you'll be successful, man. So I loved it.
Yeah, you know, one more take on the quarterback, Daddy, or Jimmy. You know, McDaniels, for all the flack he's caught in the last year, he's never come out and said, if I'm the bad guy, that all you guys want me fired, before you fire me or have me walk off the silver and black plank and get rid of me, let me show you one last thing. I'm going to show you Brady highlights when I had him. I'm going to show you Jimmy highlights when I had him. I'm going to show you Stidham highlights for that last game of the season. And I'm going to show you some dessert, Mac Jones. This is what I've done with my guys. Now, if you're going to give me somebody else that was coached by Gruden, Coach Rich, and all that, and he's got, you know, his own little thing up in his head saying, I'm going to do it my way, blah, 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 and all that, Captain Comeback, you know, it's cool. But basically, if we were in court, he would say, hey, before you fire me or put me away, think about all these guys I just put into prominence, man. And that's what I saw last night between him and our new number 4, Daddy. They were balling out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I couldn't have said it any better. You know, and then speaking, you know, kind of staying on the quarterback thing, Hoyer, you know, I know a lot of people are pretty tough on Hoyer. He didn't look that good. You know, he had a bad interception, a bad pick 6. Because the thing is, Michael Mayer, he was wide open. You know, you just got to make that throw. But again, I think people are being tough on Hoyer because honestly, Hoyer's not here to be quarterback number 2. You know, and I think our fans have to really understand that Hoyer literally is just a player coach. He's here to mentor O'Connell. And my thing is, as good as O'Connell is being, it seems like he's picking up the offense well. He's picking up things well. We got to give Hoyer credit for that, man. Like Hoyer literally is tutoring this guy, showing him how to be a pro. So, you know, I really think, you know, we just got to realize that's at the end of the day, that is going to be Hoyer's role, you know, and I think he's doing well so far, but he did miss some throws yesterday. What's your thoughts on Hoyer?
You know, Hoyer is either going to be, in my opinion, because of the injuries throughout the NFL and all that, he's definitely going to be on the roster. He's not going to go practice squad or, you know, back to retirement land or New England. But I definitely believe he's headed to be QB number 3. That being said, as much as it was a practice game and I cooled my jets, the first thing I thought about was O'Connell watching Hoyer make mistakes, and then Hoyer later on yesterday, or when they look at the film this week, saying, hey, young man, this is what I did. Don't you do it. You know what I mean? And I've always believed you can learn 2 ways, by other people's mistake, which is the easiest, or your own mistakes, So to me, you know, it wasn't cool, but it's preseason. And I said, you know, the one thing I didn't want to happen, and I know we're talking about quarterbacks, the Rams are headed to a top 5 pick this year. Let's be real.
Yep. Oh,
and I didn't want us to play down to our competition.
Because that's what we do. That's what we do. Instead of beating up on someone we're supposed to.
We're the kings of playing down. You know, if you play like JV, we'll play JV with you. You know? If you want to play 6th grade, we'll play 6th grade with you. And then all of a sudden we play somebody that's really prominent, Cincinnati and all that. Okay, we're going to take up our game. And the score's 28-28, 3 minutes left in the game. Where do these Raiders come from?
Right.
So to me, it's a matter of what they're doing right now. establishing a new culture with coaches guys and Graham's guys, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. So now going to, probably the star of the day, man, O'Connell, man. I think O'Connell for sure is showing a lot of poise. I mean, it seems like he's been here before. I mean, just the way he's carrying himself, it doesn't seem like the moment's too big for him. He started off, missing a touchdown, honestly. I think that first throw that he threw to the sideline, that probably could have been a touchdown. But for one, he went to the right place. So he knew, where he needed to go, which is half the battle right there. He made a mistake on the throw. But the thing is, he bounced back. All quarterbacks, man, that's one of the best attributes you can have is a short memory. So, I really think he did a good job by just, not getting down on that. Because some quarterbacks would have messed up on that throw and they would have been down for, they would have been still kicking themselves, 10 plays later about what they missed. He just got up and just kept firing, and he threw some strikes, later on in that game, man. So, what's your thoughts on O'Connell, man? I know you're a big fan.
You know what? AOC4, Daddy. If he's thrown 40 to 45 passes in the last 2 weeks, that first pass was his worst. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay because it went out of bounds, and he came back and balled out the rest of the half. Now, another thing, too, to give him the benefit of the doubt, Tucker, he had that young man beat. But every now and then, I know he's a young man, but Tucker will show a little bit of hiatus. You know what I mean? And drop a couple of passes, So he's a rookie. He's going to get better. But, man, O'Connell was balling out, making great decisions. And the thing about it with him, I'm watching him, and it seems that anytime he throws far between the hash marks, it's money. It's going to be completed because he's so accurate. And then when he throws out to the perimeter, Daddy, either it's going to go and be caught by us
or out of bounds. Or no one can catch it.
Out of bounds. And you know what, man? Let me tell you something. That guy is a sponge. And I'll be honest with you, man. Last week, I had to kind of throw some water on myself, Daddy, to calm down, because I don't want to go. Yeah, I was drinking that AOC Kool-Aid, man, and I said, you know what? I said to myself, okay, I remember when we got Andrew Walter back in the day, and Connor Cook, and all those experiments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt McGloin and all them.
Yeah, the Matts, and then Matt Shaw, Matt Flynn. Matt McGloin. I got matted out that 1 year, man. But I'll tell you what, Daddy, this kid right here, and I just told my daughter Nina a few minutes ago, man, because she's a big Raider fan. I said, Mija, you've waited 32 years, and so have I, to get us the future, and the future is AOC, man. Because I'll tell you what, Daddy, he is the real deal. Forgive me, Evander Holyfield. This kid is the real deal, man.
So I know we talked earlier, man, and you made a powerful comment, man. So say the phone rings and someone hits up General Manager Big Daddy Jose and says, "Hey, man, I got Bryce Young, man. I'll give you Bryce Young. I want to trade for that young pup y'all got, O'Connell, man. Can we do it?"
Daddy, I'm glad you asked that, but I'm going to put my GM right now. Bryce Young, Will Levis, CJ Stroud, Richardson. Unless you're going to put Mahomes or Joe Burrow in my package, let's get off the phone. Because right now, Daddy, that only those two guys right there, not Deshaun, not Tua, taking another aspirin for headaches. No, man. I'm going with this kid because this kid, we've been waiting for a long time. What I like about him, there's going to be a day. Nobody wants this to happen. I'm being real now. He's going to have a 3 interception day, and we'll probably take the L. But guess what, Daddy? At that press conference, he's not going to cry, man. All right, he's not going to cry and make a. He's not going to make a Kleenex commercial, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not going to cry. He's not going to say, "Oh man, put it on me, put it on me." No, he's going to come out and say, "I got to be better. I will be better, and check me out next week." And he's going to ball out. And I tell you what, man, when he was doing this thing yesterday, they showed Devontae and all those heavy hitters, the first stringers, on the sideline. They were excited for him, man. They were excited for him, man. They know that if Jimmy goes down or calls in sick or whatever,
we got somebody.
Man, we're gonna come on, man. We're gonna put that young pup in there, and I don't care if that first pass goes to the other team. He's gonna come back and he's gonna say this, man. Hey, man. I could have been a first rounder after my junior year, but I wanted to graduate, even though my wideouts were graduating in the thing. And also, I'm a humble guy, but after my little brother died or his big brother died, he played that next game, man. He didn't have to, bro. So this guy right here, it's that kind of stuff that's character building that says, you know what? If I get an L in the future, no, man, that's not bigger than losing my brother, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's to me, and I know I'm on a killer rant, but I'm gonna slow it down by saying this, man. He's got the arm, the accuracy. We check those boxes, but the most important thing he's got, Daddy, is above his neck.
And that's where it's at, man. And that's where it's at.
Yeah, man. It's poised, and he's being a sponge. And I'll tell you what, man. Right now, Coach and Hoyer, and big props to GMZ Ziegler for picking this dude, man, because everybody wanted Jake Hayner, Mr. Robinson.
They wanted everybody else. Everybody else.
You ready for this one? They wanted Stetson. They wanted Stetson Bennett.
Right. He stuck up the joint.
Yeah, everybody wanted a mobile quarterback. So did I. But you know what, Donnie? We drafted a surgeon, bro. Somebody that's in medical school right now. And as soon as he becomes a starter, he'll be a full-fledged doctor handling business, operating on the field, bro.
No, you're right, man. You're right. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Shout out Jack Kenna in the building, Raider Ben in the building. Let's see who else we got. I got my man Dirty 33OH, my man from Ohio. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Got the Sportsman in the building. Raider Stats, what's up? Thank you guys. Jesse in the building. So I appreciate all you guys stopping through, man. Definitely do. So yeah, I mean you're spot on, you know, about O'Connell. And another thing is you know, he took off and ran and got him a first down yesterday too. You know, he stepped up in the pocket. I mean, that's just that awareness, man. You know, it's just stepping up in the pocket and just kind of knowing what's going on, not crumbling. Again, this is a preseason game. We understand it, but you know, I couldn't ask for anything else, man. So that's good. So when you look at just the whole scale of the game yesterday, who were some winners of yesterday's game for you?
You know what, Daddy? It seems like every time there was a tackle behind scrimmage, Curtis Bolton.
Man, thank you. Thank you for saying that, man. That dude flies to the ball.
Yeah. And then in the second half, Drake Thomas. You know what I mean? And then, I don't know if it was Sims or Wilkerson, the brother that's big, that caught that sniper touchdown in the end zone.
That was Sims.
Yeah, that guy right there. He reminds me of a stockier James Jones back in the day. You know what I mean? And I tell you what, man. You know, I know we had a rookies second and third string mismatch on the offensive line, but you know, our quarterbacks had time to throw, man. You know,
they did.
You know, on the flip side, we didn't have the pass rush that we had last week. You know, let's be real. You know, last week, you know, but to me, those players stood out to me, man. I thought Zeus was running with authority. But, you know, I'm checking out Zeus really good. And I'm saying, you know what? He's more of a north and south guy. He doesn't do the jiggle jiggle. I can go zigzag like number 8 used to be number 28 JJ. So he kind of reminds me of a poor man's Latavius Murray. But if he sees the hole, he hits it hard. But if the hole there, that's where his vision's got to improve, Daddy.
Like I've been telling everybody, man. To me, he reminds me of a Justin Fargas. Whether that's good or bad, but he just reminds me of that. I'm not seeing the vision right now. And again, I hope that he proves me wrong. But as far as going north and south, he's good. And honestly, like the line was blocking yesterday, for the most part. So if the hole was there, he'll get through it. He got the speed. He runs hard. But no, you're right. Latavius Murray was the same way. So
yeah. Daddy also like Palomalo,
Yeah.
He made a great play and they take it back to the house. And see, the old Raiders, we would have just dropped it. Like Amik had a chance to take it back to the house too, and Amik Robertson, we got some DBs that are balling out. So it's not, I want him to make the squad, but he's got to make that play, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the winners that I had, I know we're definitely aligned on some of them, but yeah, Curtis Bolton stood out to me. Drake Thomas stood out to me. I thought Dorsett actually surprised me. He was out there running routes. He was running well. I also liked let's see, who else did I have? I had Malcolm Kuntz. I'm a big Malcolm Kuntz guy, man. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, man.
Yeah, I definitely like Malcolm Kuntz. I think that he has good bend. I mean, honestly, he should make the team, man, because I feel like he's always in the backfield.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Dorsett and Kuntz, because Dorsett, a lot of people think he's an automatic making it because of his speed. But he's having a nice game. And if you noted, if Dorsett was automatic to make on the team, he would have sat out this game. But the fact that he's playing, that means he's trying to get a roster spot. With his speed and his hands, would I have him on the team for 2023? Absolutely, man. So he had one. And Kuntz, to me, he's playing, honestly, for his NFL life. But I'll say this. I hope he makes the team. But if he doesn't, he's showing enough by his hurries getting to the quarterback. He's going to be on somebody's team, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want him to leave us and then ball out and make the Pro Bowl on somebody else's team, though, bro.
No, I agree. Because when I think of Kuntz, man, and I know I've said this on the show quite a few times, but I remember, I don't know if it was last year or it was the year before. It was like the first play he actually got into play. The very first play he got in there and got a sack. His very first play. And again, I just don't know if if he was in the coach's doghouse, if he was in Gruden's doghouse, but there's something that we don't know behind the scenes. But I think he has the ability. I wonder if if something with his work ethic or if he doesn't practice hard, because even Max and some other guys kind of alluded to it, like, hey, he has a skill, he just got to put it all together. So that's my thing with him. But I would love for him to be able to be on because you can never have too many pass rushers, man. So I know Tyree's gonna eventually get out there on the field and do a good job, but I really want to see more Kuntz, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, Daddy, one last thing on Kuntz. One thing we don't know is what we just talked about O'Connell. We don't know what's above Kuntz's neck.
Exactly, and that's it.
And if you're not getting a chance, and when you do get a chance, you're not producing, confidence and self-esteem starts going like this.
Right.
Okay, maybe I don't belong in this league. You know what I mean? But all you need is one sack, a couple of hurries, and given a chance. Or this is why players leave the original team, become super hungry, and ball out the next team. You know what I mean? So I hope he makes our team. But like I said, if he doesn't, I wish him the best. because somebody is really killing it for him to get cut. Because
Yeah.
I definitely don't think he'll make our practice squad, because if he does, somebody's gonna pick him up like this.
Oh yeah, somebody get on real fast. But but there's good competition because you got the Jordan Willis. He's been looking well. That Isaac Rochelle,
Come on,
he's
man.
been, what I'm saying.
Come
So
on.
we got some young guys, man. But it's all about competition. I think that's what it's about. That's one thing that this new regime has really been doing, having competition everywhere. So those guys know I got to practice hard now. I got to bring it in these preseason games. I got to bring in these joint practices. And plus, Max is staying on their ass. One thing is, and again, I don't want to talk about the previous leader, but we got new captains, man. Like, this is Max's team, and we're going to be in the image of Max Crosby. And he gets high effort. He's tough. He's not going to sit around and cry. He's not going to take his ball and go home when things get hard. And I love it. And he holds everyone accountable. Like on that joint practice last week or earlier this week, when they were kind of loafing around a little bit, probably still off their high of the San Francisco game, he ripped into their ass. And that's what we needed, you know what I'm saying? Because usually even as fans, we had a good game for the 49ers, and we're over here thinking we're going to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine how the team, they kept hearing how great they were after one preseason game. But, Max is going to always hold them accountable, and I love it, man.
Yeah, you know what? He's leading, and I hope he stays healthy because he's on his way to get a gold jacket. But his leadership's incredible, man, because for the longest time, man, with us, we just had pieces put together. Free agents across the league, 1-year contracts, blah, blah, blah. We got, Marshawn for a couple of years, for a couple of cups of coffee. And that's what we've been doing for a long time, doing it the old way. The old way hasn't worked. Mr. Davis went to heaven, but then we get Gruden, and we're still doing it, trying to get this high-priced free agents like Corey Littleton and people like that we're still paying right now, Carl Nassib. But now this management is saying, no, we're going to go with kids between 20 and 23, and let's have them earn their next contract and let them ball out. And they're younger, they're faster. Case in point, Ja'Cory and Bennett, Sam Webb, one of my favorites, Daddy. Come on, man.
Tyler
so these
Hall.
guys right here, it's a different vibe now, Daddy.
It is.
All we need is one leader for them 53 on the field, and it's number 98, Daddy.
Yeah, like I said, it's a whole different ball game, and honestly, that's kind of why I want Josh Jacobs back, because I feel he has that same energy and that same dog mentality, but on the offensive side. And again, with with our previous quarterback going, I think we still have some areas of having a leader. Like I know Jimmy's a leader, Jimmy's likable. But Jimmy's not like a rah-rah guy that's going to kind of set the tone, which is fine. But, and I don't even think Devontae's that way either. Devontae's more of a, let me go out there and play. But I think Jacobs is one of those guys that, is going to, in the huddle, he's going to start, getting people fired up, and you gotta want to, or you're going to want to lead or follow his lead, because he would run through a brick wall for the team. You know what I'm saying? So you want to follow a guy like that. So I do think that Josh will end up coming back, but we need his leadership, man. Because if we get that on offense, it's we're gonna be serious, man. We're gonna be serious. It's a new feel this year, man. It's a new feel.
It's definitely a different vibe, Daddy. And to me, on our team and other teams too, let's be real. You got the loud leaders, JJ and number 98 for us. And then you got the quiet leaders that lead by example, because that's not their personality or their character. And I get that. But as long as we can mesh both of them in. When we had Chucky tried to lead by yelling and getting in your face and all that. And that was his style. I'm not bad-mouthing him and all that, because once a Raider is always a Raider. But to me, as long as we have some kind of leadership, where people now are going to hold you accountable.
That's
so
what's about.
Max can turn around until morning, and Epps is a leader, but he's not playing right now because he's sitting out. But we need people to yell at somebody and saying, hey, man, we can't have Kelsey by himself in the end zone.
Right.
And then go blame Graham.
Right.
Okay. You know, these guys, right? We can't have no Jonathan Abram tackling machines getting a personal foul out of bounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't be, you know, one thing about this team right now, and I know it's practice, we're disciplined, man.
Man, I was just about to say that. You know, no dumb penalties, you know.
Right. You know, and to me, I'll say this, man, because I'm always looking at the coach and see, you know, how he's handling business on the side. He's always got his little thing, calling the next play and all that. He's not freaking out and what have you. And he knows, man, in Vegas and everywhere else, they got the fire McDaniel sign and all that. But you know what, man? He continues to coach. He continues to handle his business. I'm off that train that I was last year. Now, man, just be your best. Graham, too. Young players stay hungry. And I'll tell you what, Daddy, all of a sudden, man, we go destroy the Broncos. Because I'll tell you one thing, man. Russell is 1 year about being out of this league, man. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He reminds me of a shot boxer. All right? So we take care of the Donkeys 1-0. And then we go to Buffalo, Daddy, where nobody expects us to win. And all of a sudden, at halftime, we're up by 3. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? And then we'll see what happens the rest of the game. And then we come home. And they start showing 70 highlights of the Steelers.
There we go.
And as my good buddy The Rock would say, we laid the smackdown on them, man.
So 3-0? 3-0 the first 3 games?
Come on, Daddy. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something, Daddy. If I can believe somebody was going to put money under my teeth, under my pillow when I lost a tooth when I was a kid. If I can believe, Daddy, and the guy with the big, stocky white guy coming down my chimney, bringing me Francis. If I can believe in them 2 guys, Daddy, I can believe in us rolling 3-0, Daddy.
There we go. I love it. No, that's the Buffalo game's gonna be tough, but you know, I think, but again, it's all about mentality, man. We got a different mentality, and again, we got leaders that go into. I think they're gonna go into the game expecting to win, expecting to play at a high level. I mean, so that's good, man. So we talked about the winners of the game. So now I want to talk about kind of the losers, you know, of that game. So you want to throw out a couple losers, or you want me to start?
Go ahead, bro.
So for me, you know, I will say Hoyer, because, you know, I felt that, you know, Hoyer didn't play that well, but I'm not as down on Hoyer as everyone else. You know, some people are talking about cutting him and all that stuff. So I'm definitely not on that train. But, you know, Hoyer has to, you know, make those plays. But again, like you said, I still think Hoyer's biggest attribute is going to be, you know, even if it is, hey, I made this read this way, I threw it too early. This is what happens when you do X, Y, and Z. You throw a pick 6. So, you know, so he can kind of go to O'Connell and be like, hey, this is why I did it, but in the grand scheme of things, I did it wrong. Or this is why I did it. It was the right read. I just threw it wrong, or whatever. Because honestly, Mayer was open. It was just a bad throw. So it wasn't even like a read issue. It was just a, you know, execution of the play issue. But you know, so I had him down as one of the leader, or one of the losers. I also have and again, I think I'm the only one that's kind of on this train. I don't know how I feel about Amari Burney, man. I really I don't know about him, man, because I've been watching him very closely. I mean, he'll make a couple splash plays, but this man lacks, you know, he's not physical at all, man. And I don't know if it's just him converting, you know, from a DB to linebacker. I mean, he can move well, but you know, the way that he shies away from taking on blocks, and I know he's not the biggest guy, but that bothers me, seeing someone just kind of shying away from the contact. And I don't know. So I definitely have him on my loser. And again, I know he's young and he'll get better, but you know, seeing someone like Drake Thomas and, you know, Curtis Bolden running, flying around to the ball, you know, it really makes me wonder about Bernie. Trey Tucker, I got him as a loser. Again, I think he just needs to focus a little better, drop passes. He did have a couple good plays, but I would like to see a little bit more consistency out of him. And then lastly, I got Duke Shelley, man. I really don't think Duke Shelley's gonna make the squad. He hasn't showed me anything. I like David Long. I like Tyler Hall, your boy Sam Webb. You know, Amik, he can either come or go depending on how many corners they want to have. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Shelley, man. So what do you got?
Yeah, you know, I'm definitely keeping Webb. I like Webb, man. You know, he's always there, hungry, undrafted last year. But I'm with you on Bernie. Bernie, you know, made some plays last year, week against the 49ers. But this week, you know, he was the invisible man. And, you know, we attribute that to youth? Maybe. Nervousness? No. But, you know, to me, Stenson Bennett, when he came in that second half, you know, he started torching us, Daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was no pass rush.
Right.
But that middle was wide open. Daddy.
Wide open.
Okay. And Chris Smith got there a couple times late. I'm not hating on them. But there was this one play where if Chris Smith would have just turned around, that ball would have been in his hands. Like, come on, like somebody giving him some Kilpatrick's bread. Here's this Philly cheesesteak, bro. Take it. But, you know, he turned around the wrong way. And then also, too, man, this is going to sound kind of goofy, but 89 Tucker, man, he don't look like an 89 to me, bro. He looks like he should be wearing a single number.
I know.
You know, he should be wearing like something between like a 1 to a 9. And I say that, man, because right now he's making the team no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's Waller's pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your buddy. So he's Waller's pick. So he's going to make the team. However, when he made that play, bro, in the end zone, where it was like 10 yards deep, he fumbled it and he still ran it up.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So when Carter, DeAndre Carter, I'm getting his name right, when he was up there returning punts, kickoffs, and all that, I was like this. Yeah. I was feeling good. But when the ball was punted to 89, you know, it was like I'm holding my breath.
Yeah.
On the real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll say this. We can't start on the flip side, and I know we're done with O'Connell for right now. When O'Connell goes back to pass, I got this confidence that he's going to complete it.
He's going to find the right guy. Yep.
Come on, bro. But on the opposite side with Tucker, I'm like this, bro.
Yeah. Is he going to catch it?
Right. and on the real, he's going to make the team because he's a 3rd round pick. But if he was a free agent or a 7th, same thing. Bernie's going to make it because he's a 5th rounder.
Yeah.
But to me, you tell me to put on my GM hat, and I got to get rid of one, Drake Thomas, Bernie, or Bolton. You know, I'm telling Mr. Bernie, sorry, bro, you know, sayonara, man.
Me too, man. Me too. That's what I've been trying to tell people. And again, everyone talks about just him being young, man. But I don't know, man. Like that's a mentality issue, man. You know, being a linebacker, you know, if you're shying away from contact, I don't know, man. It really bothered me last week. But since he got that sack and almost got the interception, I kind of let it go. But even just watching him again, man, I'm like, come on, man. You got to do better than that. That's not gonna cut it.
You know who was missing? You know who was missing for me last night, Daddy?
Who?
Jay.
Who was it?
Sylvester. Jay Sylvester.
Oh yeah, that's my guy too, man.
Yeah, it was like I didn't see him last night, man.
Yeah,
except get a penalty.
Yeah, he was a little silent, man. He was a little silent. To be honest, I don't think our inside rush did much at any level. I don't think any, even like, you know, John Jenkins and, you know, I don't think many of them did much. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Nate or at Jade though. I definitely think he's gonna be good overall. But let's see. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. Got what's up, my boy? Nothing but Raiders podcast. What's going on? And make sure you guys check him out. I actually do a show with my man Spotlight in Leo every Tuesday, man. So definitely subscribe to his channel. But Melky Beasy, what's going on? Salute to you. Ray Bosby. So said Dorsett. I think he was out there because they need to keep an extra wide receiver. It's between Dorsett, Wilkerson, and Sims. I think they are keeping Dorsett and Wilkerson. Sims made it tough with his touchdown. No, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Jack Canna says Buffalo is only a possibility if JJ comes back. I agree. We definitely do need JJ. We definitely need him. See, Rick says pressure the QBs of Wilson and Allen. I agree. Oh man, Rain, that's a good point. Hooper didn't play well at all. Austin Hooper, I wasn't.
Thank you, Randy.
He did. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, Hooper didn't play well at all. He was. Yeah, I mean, for him to be, a veteran like he is, he, especially with the young guy from last week, that tight end, Hooper better quit playing. He better start balling. So, but for sure, and you made a good point. Jose is also DeAndre Carter. I think he did play very well, even. Just looking at him returning kicks, looks like every time he got the ball, he almost took it to the house. So I think that's just going to be a weapon. I was kind of concerned that he wasn't going to make the team when we drafted Tucker because they almost seem like the same type of player. But you got to keep Carter for sure. So that's something that we got to do. Let's see what else we got in the comments. So we got, let's see, Alec. He said, thoughts on if Renfro can excel in this offense. From everything that I'm hearing in the practices, I think Renfro is going to have a bounce back year, man. You can never have, too many guys that can just get open, and Renfro can get open. I think last year he was just used to freestyling a little bit, but I think now he's probably fully bought into what McDaniel's got going on. And honestly, Renfro seems like a guy that's going to be very coachable. He's going to want to do what the coaches ask. And Jimmy, he loves his slot receivers and tight ends. Like he loves throwing, within the hash marks, in that middle third. And Renfro can eat that up. So I expect Renfro to bounce back. What about you?
Exactly. And these guys go on social media, real. They hear all the traded, you know what I mean? So I think he's going to belong.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know if it's your connection or my connection is going out a little bit. So it seems like you're dragging a little. But no, that was a good question though, Alec. That was a good question. Salute to you, Robert Pena. Thanks again for coming through. Let's see, Randy. So I know Tucker had some rough moments, but he's going to be all right. I agree. I mean, I think that with him being young again, it's all about focusing. He'll be fine. I don't think that he'll be. He also and he understands that he's had an issue with catching. So hopefully he'll put the work in. And again, you got people like Devontae in your wide receiver room, Renfro in your wide receiver room. You got guys like that that's going to make sure that, hey, we're staying after practice. We're getting on that jugs machine. We're going to be, catching balls, So hopefully, he takes that on and follows their lead. So we'll see. And then let's see. Got Ray. So this is my take on Buffalo and any other teams that will be a tough win. Jacobs will be the key for us. We may have a shot at a playoff run if we get him back. Now, I agree. I definitely agree. It's good to get a good look at Zeus, but I don't think Zeus is a running back one right now. And again, I'm not hating on him. I just don't think he's that yet. Hopefully he becomes that, but he's not a RB1 right now. So we'll see.
I agree, Daddy. As a matter of fact, I thought we saw more McCormick last week than last night. Right now, I don't think we have anybody close to RB1, man. RB1 right now is it. But, I made my call recently that I thought he was going to come back the day of the Dallas game, man. So time will tell.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's I definitely want to see more McCormick. McCormick runs hard, to be a smaller guy. I know he's still thicker built, but I mean he runs hard. He seems to be more shifty. Cause I think honestly with our offensive line, you still got to be able to make people miss. And that's one thing that JJ was good at. He was able to be elusive enough. I think he led the league in forced missed tackles. So he was able to help out that line and make that line probably grade out a little higher in run blocking than they probably really should have, because he did a lot of that breaking tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He did that a lot. So that's for sure. But I mean, we honestly, it's so far so good. Everything that I'm seeing, guys. I know there was a lot of talk about Jimmy G potentially losing his job early. People think that O'Connell will eventually take Jimmy G's spot. Me personally, I don't know, man. I'm not if Jimmy G loses his spot, that means that we're not doing good as a team. So I really think we need to really calm down on the O'Connell talk. Let's let O'Connell red shirt this year, take everything in. But there's so much talk on, hey, let's put O'Connell in now. That is, to me, that's the wrong take. I think Jimmy G is going to really surprise some people. We do know that O'Connell is going to be our future, but O'Connell needs to earn it, at the end of the day. And I have full confidence in Jimmy G, and I'm someone who didn't want him this offseason. I keep it real. And I'll always be transparent. I didn't want Jimmy G. He was probably the last guy that I wanted. But now that I'm seeing, his effect on the teammates and all that, I'm glad that we got him.
Yeah, you know what, Daddy, as far as Jimmy G goes, as much as I'm excited on O'Connell, I'm about to let Jimmy G play until one of two things happens. A, I don't want to see him get hurt, but if it happens, it happens. And B, he has a bad 2 or 3 quarters and he has to be replaced. And even then the following game, or I would still bring him back until he plays himself out of the thing, man. But I'm definitely giving him his props to keep playing. In other words, my leash for Big Daddy is long, not super long, but it's not like this.
Yeah, same here. Like, honestly, he's going to have like, there's going to have to be games where it's going to literally have to be his fault. Where it's like, if we had better quarterback play, we would have won type of thing. But yeah, my leash for Jimmy is going to be fairly long this year. I'm not giving up on him. So,
you know what, Daddy? I think with McDaniels, strategically, and Jimmy, his offense is going to be probably 30-yard throws and under. And I get that because, Jimmy's not the greatest long ball thrower. It is what it is. But with O'Connell, once he gets in there, the whole full playbook, man.
The whole field's open.
The whole enchilada, fajitas, Daddy, my quesadillas and the caddies are all coming out. When O'Connell gets in there, bro, he's going to, to me, I'm old school Daryl LaMonica when I was a kid, Mad Bomber. But I swear, man, O'Connell, the way he throws the ball over the top like this, like a sharpshooter, Daddy, like a sniper.
Yeah.
I'm glad he doesn't wear number 12. Me personally, I would have given him number 12. But he looks so much like a young number 12, man.
He does. You know? I hate to admit it. Even when he took off running yesterday. Yeah. Because again, I'm a Michigan fan, so I don't watch number 12 for a long time. You know, Brady for a long time, and again, I'm not comparing him, but yeah, he could throw the ball, man. He could throw the ball. Randy makes a good point. You know, they're going to be some really tough cuts, but that's a good thing. I mean, I remember last year there was like a couple. I think the wide receiver room. I'm like, man, there's going to be some tough cuts on who's going to be like that, you know, fifth receiver or whatever. But there's going to be a tough cuts in almost every room this year, you know, and I think that's a good point, Randy, because, you know, there's definitely going to be some tough cuts in the wide receiver room. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in the running back room yet, but, you know, I know there's a couple guys that's some fan favorites like a McCormick and Brenton Brown and things like that. Me personally, I think Brandon Bolden, you know, he had a nice run yesterday. I was like, man, that was a good touchdown run. I really like, you know, Abdullah. He runs hard. Honestly, he has a good, you know, catching the ball out of the backfield. So, you know, I think our DB room, you know, defensive lineman, really across the board, there's going to be some tough cuts. There are going to be some guys that are going to get picked up on other teams for sure. So that's a good comment, Randy.
Yeah, you know what, Daddy? Abdullah is like our 2023 version and 2022 version of Jalen Rashad.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we need somebody like that. He can catch, he can block, you know, he can do his whole thing, man, run the ball a little bit. But, you know, for the first time in many years, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it. We got some depth pieces, man.
We do. You know? And young.
Because on the real, in the old days, you could look at the roster June 1st and say, okay, these 40-something or 37 are not going to make it, but these 53 are cut and dry. Now, both at the wideouts, O-line, DBs, those are going to be like Brother Randy said, some tough cuts. But finally, we got hard choices to make versus us keeping only high-priced veterans, bro.
Man, that is so true. And honestly, that's where we get in trouble every year. You know, ever since, I mean, forever. You know, that's one thing that, you know, a lot of those decisions were like Al Davis, but, you know, if we think about the early 2000s, you know, back with the Javon Walkers and, you know, like that whole little era, LaShawn Smith, the D'Angelo Halls and stuff like that. You know, like I remember, like that daggone Javon Walker still goes down to like the worst for me. Like I mean, like I just remember paying him. We were paying him like it felt like 3 years after he left, and he was still making like top dollar, and he wanted to retire. But anyway, but yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Ray says, you know, the running backs we have will be good for mixing it up and punching it in. However, we need those chunk yards to keep the opposing offenses off the field. Yeah, Mahomes or Herbert. Yeah, I agree. That's, to be honest, we don't have the quarterback that can go toe for toe against, you know, Mahomes. But if we have a running back that can control the game, because honestly, if you think about what we did last year on game 1 against the Chiefs, we, you know, JJ was running all over him, man. He was doing his thing. Right. You know, we were able to really eat the clock. You know, we didn't, I mean, that to me, that was a recipe of beating them. You know, I think he had like a $150 or something, and he was doing his thing. So, and that's why Carr was able to do some of those play action passes and things like that and go deep, because they were really worried about, you know, what Jacobs could do. So,
you know, what you think about Williams last night, Daddy, the running back in the Chiefs?
Oh, I mean, he's all right. You know,
I'm the same way. He didn't want
to. No, yeah, he's not. To me, people were acting like he was going to be the answer to, you know, to JJ not being there. They're like, oh, well, we got him, so JJ better hurry up and sign. No, that guy, he probably still won't even make the team. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, you know, on a previous show, Daddy, I predicted that JJ would come in after that Dallas game that Monday. Time will tell. But man, if young man doesn't sign by Bronco weekend, that would shock me. I think he's just waiting it out. But the one thing about it, man, it's one thing to work out on your own, Daddy, and not be with your boys. Then all of a sudden say, I'm gonna show up tomorrow, I'm gonna sign, give me my 10 million, and then all of a sudden potentially a pulled hamstring. I mean a real one, not a phony one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me now, man, even if he came back and McDaniels drew up a plan for the Bronco game, okay, Daddy, you usually get 27 carries, but since you just got back,
you can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna give you 13 to 15. I'm cool with that, man. But I don't want him to be using the first September for his spring training or whatever you want to call it, preseason. But this is the business part, man. You got to look at the Raider side and JJ side, and we stay out of it, bro.
No, I agree. Let's see. So we got a question from Rick. So which DT stays and which ones go? So for me, I would say, so I definitely know, let's see, but now Bilal Nichols is going to stay. I think Jenkins is going to stay. Byron Young's going to stay. I think, honestly, Matthew Butler's going. Neil Farrell, they're probably on the fence with him.
Right.
But I think Neil might make it. And I think I want Nesta to, I want Nesta Jade Severa to make it. Because it seems like they're trying to give him the opportunity. But I think Malcolm Butler or Matthew Butler, I think he's not going to make it. He's a main one that I think of right away that's not going to make it. What or anyone to you that kind of sticks out that's not going to make it?
You know what, Daddy? To me, I want Nesta to make it.
Yeah.
Okay? But he's got to make it. This game, he's got to show prominence. Because if not, worst case scenario, he goes to practice squad.
Yeah.
However, he's got enough juice to get picked up by somebody else.
Yeah.
And sneaky Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers, they would make that move to go get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with him, he's got to come up with a big game this week. Jenkins, is not no young chicken. I think he's 34, but he's having a nice, camp.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really, really a tough call. I think a lot of it's going to be decided, especially in the D-tackle side, against the boys this Saturday. It's a tough call, man. To me, I think the toughest call on positions for cuts is D-line and our DBs, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's definitely a good question there. That's a good question. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Is Bennett going to start at corner opposite side of Peters?
If it was up to me, and it is up to me.
It's up to you now. Yeah, you got a GM hat on. It's you.
Yeah, Daddy, if it's up to me, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Daddy, I don't mind. I'm not going on the limb, Daddy, but I truly believe that after this year of experience, that young brother's going to be our best corner, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think with his athletic ability, someone as fast as he is, he's, he got pretty good size. And again, he's a guy with that dog mentality. That mentality goes a long way on defense, man. And that's why I'm so, I don't know about Bernie. I just don't know about Bernie, but that I know that Jacorian has that dog mentality. So that's going to be big. So yeah, I think so too. And again, I liked what I saw in David Long Jr. yesterday, man.
Right.
So again, I don't see him starting. He'll be just a veteran that comes in if he makes the team. So I don't know how the coaching staff feels about him.
Yeah, you know what, Daddy? David Long, Duke Shelley, Sam Webb, people like that. This next game against the boys, everything's on the line, Daddy. So if there was a game to watch, that's the game to watch, man.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Let's see. Who else? Randy, that's a good one. What about Tillery? Actually, I like Tillery. I forgot about Tillery, man. Yeah, actually, because if I keep Tillery, yeah, Nesta, I might risk. I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a big Bilal Nichols fan, honestly. So if we got rid of a veteran tackle, I think I'd almost keep Jenkins over Bilal.
Daddy, honestly, ever since Tillery knocked the ball out for that stupid.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Since then.
You been done with him?
Yes. And he can pass rush a little bit. His stopping the run. So if it was up to me and his little $6 million contract, I would tell Big Daddy, don't let the door hit you. And I'd keep Jenkins over him on the real because he's cheaper. And at least, man, he's a big dude, man. Where Tillery, man, is not the biggest guy. But I'll tell you one thing, man. That one penalty, in my opinion, cost us the game against the Rams.
Oh, yeah, it cost us the game.
And it was like, come on, man. And there was a reason the Chargers let him go. And I wouldn't even brought him back. However, if they decide to keep him, obviously I gotta roll with them, man, if they keep him, man.
But see, the thing is, I just think of last year when we first got him, he provided a good spark on that defensive line that we didn't have before. But you're right. I mean, that penalty was bad, but from who was it? I think it was Max or somebody. I forgot. I remember them saying after the game how down he was feeling about it, and those guys were kind of picking him up and everything. But I don't know. I'm okay at Tillery, honestly. I'd keep him.
I'll put this take on my own self, Daddy. If I need to forgive that brother.
Forgive him, man. Come on, man.
And move on. But, man, I was so animated in that game that we should have got that W, man. And that took the heart out of me. So I got to start a clean slate with them starting now.
There you go. Starting now. Because if I can forgive Meek Robinson for like getting burnt on his very first play, then I can, you can give Tillery another shot, man.
Daddy, it's forgiving season, bro.
It's forgiving season, man, for sure. Let's see. Ray says, Nichols, Tillery, Severa, Butler, Jenkins, Young. Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Let's see. Frank Wright, give Jacobs $12 million per season with bonuses so he can earn the extra money he wants. Yeah, I mean, I whatever it takes to make him happy. That's the end of the day. Let's see. Randy, I don't want Nichols or Jenkins. I mean, a lot of people say that. To me personally, I like Jenkins. I think Jenkins gives a good push, honestly. So, here's a good question. Here we go. Do you think that Palomalu and Morick start at safety? And I think Epps definitely is going to be back there.
Yeah, it's going to be Epps and Morning. However, you're going to see Palomalu back there a lot as the third safety because Graham likes to roll like that. He'll go 2 linebackers, 3 safeties. He mixes it around. But Palomalu, I tell you what, man, I know we talk a lot about number 4, but Palomalu, man, is him and Tyler Hall, and I'm a big Palomalu guy. Yeah. Tyler Hall, he's one of my favorites too. But Palomalu, he was supposed to catch that ball yesterday, and he caught it. Took it back. And I'm telling you, a guy, man, Epps is the real deal, by the way. But a guy that's going to be on the team, but he's playing for his starting role life, and that's Morning, man.
Yeah. I like him, man. He had a bad season last year. I mean, he took a step back last year, but I think that I think he'll be better in year 2, honestly. Just like some of those other guys, you get that continuity on defense, learning the same system. I think he'll be okay, but I do have a short leash on him though.
Yeah, well, this year coming up, brother, is actually year 3. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
young man, with him, he's out there, blah blah blah. But we need people to make those plays, man. And if we got, we need more ball hawks. We could have had more INTs last night. Didn't have serious pass rush last night. But you know what, Daddy? We need to really have those hungry Lions for that first game and the rest of the season, bro.
No, I agree. So he says, I'll keep Tillery, Farrell Jr., Butler, and Nesta. Butler, man, he seems kind of soft to me, man. I'm just not a fan of Butler, honestly. And he doesn't. I think Randy just wants the youth. He wants the youth movement because he don't want Nichols or Jenkins, so he don't want no veterans. We need a veteran, Randy. Let's see. The Raiders fan, the defensive tackles better show out and force pressure in the middle. It's been a huge, it really has. It really has. So for sure.
I got one for you. You ready, Daddy?
Yeah.
Nobody's talked about us moving because until I see it, I'll believe it. Chandler and Crosby,
yeah,
and then Wilson on the inside.
Yeah, people been talking about that.
Not all the time, but just to get his feet wet, and then Chandler take a break, and then Wilson out there. I know Wilson's activated, blah blah blah, but you know what? He's got to. I hope he gets some game action against the boys this weekend. But I know they're bringing him back slowly, but at some point, man, unleash him, man.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I said this in someone else's show earlier this week. I'm honestly okay with taking our time with them because just looking at the injury he had, that's basically the same injury that I think McFadden had in 2011 or 2010, like that last year with Hugh Jackson when he would have probably got the MVP that year. And McFadden really never bounced back from that. So I don't know. I just get worried about that Liz Frank injury, man. It's especially for as big as he is.
Right.
McFadden being a running back, that's one thing. But when you're, as big as Wilson is, you gotta be light on your feet, and you can't have issues that linger in your feet. So honestly, as long as Chandler's playing well, if Malcolm Kuntz, if he does well and continues to play strong, I would say let's sit him until we know for sure he's fully healthy, because I don't think it's worth risking it, honestly.
Right. I'm cool with that plan, man. Even if he comes in for a few plays and we take him out. But yeah. I trust his coaching staff because they have their own game plan with Jimmy.
Yeah.
They have their own game plan with this young man. And I'm going to trust them, man. They're quiet about it and kind of sneaky, but that's how they roll. And when they said Jimmy's going to be ready, good to go, and everybody doubted that, Jimmy was there. When they said same thing about Wilson, he's getting ready, then he was there. So I trust him. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with JJ, but, Ziegler seems pretty confident everything's going to work out. So, time will tell, man.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, the Raiders fan, Morg has been a huge disappointment. Still remember that drop pick 6 against. Yeah, I remember that. That was tough. Yeah, that was tough. See, Randy, Jenkins over Butler then. Oh, yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, Butler's not it, man. Butler's not it. Let's see, Frank White. Looks like Abdullah McCormick or battling for a roster spot. See, I think Abdullah already has one. I think he's locked in because he's our third down guy. I think McCormick might be out. But yeah, Abdullah's a lock, don't you think? He got to be a lock for third down back.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping Abdullah, McCormick, probably on the practice squad. However, if JJ's not there opening day, then McCormick, you'll be on the sideline for a minute. But a lot of it depends on what happens with number 8 and his decision making and signing that contract, bro.
Right. But to be honest, like, I think that I'd rather lock McCormick in the active roster and get rid of Bolden. But for some reason, man, I don't know if Bolden has some pictures of this regime. I don't know how he's still on this team, man.
Yeah, Bolden goes back with coach a long time, man.
Yeah.
And the coach likes him. He's been in the league for 11 years. And he's on the cheapie, plays good special teams. I understand that. So I'm looking at Bolden, believe it or not. Him, Jacobs, that's 2. Abdullah, 3. Zeus, 4. And then the 5th one, is it going to be McCormick? You know, who's it going to be? You know what I mean?
What? Well, I don't think we're not going to hold 5 running backs. So
no.
Yeah.
Cuatro.
Yeah. If that, I mean, because usually they consider a running or a fullback a back. So yeah. So maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 backs plus a fullback. So yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, man. So I'm excited. So for the last game, what do you think is going to happen? You think any of our starters are going to play at all? You think it's just going to be just some of those guys that's on the roster, but you know, on the bubble trying to make the team? We're going to get most of the reps.
You know, Danny, that's a great question. I'll tell you why. Because you're right. All the starters are going to be on the sideline, whooping it up, laughing, and what have you. These are the people that I think are going to play. People like Dorsett, Duke Shelley, David Long, people like that.
Some of those,
the UFAs.
Yeah.
McClendon Curtis or Curtis McClendon, Dalton Wagner.
Yeah.
All these guys. Because these guys strategically, you know, it's really, really close, man. It's really, really close. You know, to me, last game, you know, we know who the quarterbacks are going to be. Just a matter of reshuffling them. Who's going to be QB 1, 2, and 3? We know who 1 is, and I just want to see. Now, I'll tell you something, man. Me personally, I got no problem, man. I'm not going to be jumping off the bridge if our tight end, what's his name, Hooper?
Yeah.
If he didn't make the squad, that wouldn't super shock me.
Yeah.
I go in with our kid from Notre Dame, and then
they like Horsted too.
Come on,
you
man.
know, we haven't seen him that much, but yeah, they like him.
Yeah, to me, you ready for this one? I can back off Hooper's salary, get that $6 million back. All right.
I know you want.
And now I'm ready for the other 31 teams to make some cuts, and maybe we can get a linebacker that's still got a year left in him, or a D tackle that needs to change the scenery. You know, that's what I would do. You know, to me, I got to start our Notre Dame guy opening day, man.
Yeah, it's no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, man. But Hooper, to me, he's got to make those catches. Those guys in the D line, same thing with them. I think Palomalo makes this team. Tyler Hall makes this team. Amik Robertson, once again, man.
Yeah,
I like that kid, man.
Yeah, he has some dog in him. Yeah, honestly, him taking that pick and got a pick 6 yesterday would have helped. It would have helped, man. You got to catch that pick and go. Let me ask you this though: do you want to see O'Connell next week? I do. I want to see him.
You know what I think is going to happen? They're going to tell Jimmy, okay, Jimmy, take a break. He's going to have that baseball hat on. And then they're going to make a decision, O'Connell or Hoyer. Now, to me, if it was up to me, I go 3/4 O'Connell, 1/4 Garbers. Okay, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
All right. But knowing this coach, you know, I think he wants to give a little bit more more play to Hoyer to kind of reduce his confidence, you know. But Good point. McDaniels has this attitude, well, I'm not going to do that because he's not going to be my QB2 anyway.
Right. That's my point. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Hoyer is a tutor.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's try to fast track O'Connell, because at the end of the day, once training camp is all the way over and preseason is over, he's not going to get reps in practice too much. Like those second stringers, they don't get that much. You get a few reps, and some might be running reps, or a lot of those main reps are going to go to Jimmy.
Yeah, you know what I would do, Daddy, is I would do this. Hoyer, hold the clipboard, the tablet, hold something, bro, the whole season. Tutor and mentor number 4 the whole year, because he's gonna be QB2, and then we're gonna invite you to the Christmas party, and then after that, bro, we gotta give you parting gifts, man, for being on our show.
Right.
And then next year, if Jimmy's healthy, we go with Jimmy, unless they have made the decision the AOC 4 is ready to drive the car. Then we give it to him. Thank you, Jimmy. But I don't think McDaniels is like that with Jimmy, because he's one of his guys. So I think it'll be Jimmy, O'Connell, and then here's my little dessert, Daddy. We draft another quarterback, round 7, or bring in a free agent just to have somebody for competition, bro.
Yeah.
Because potentially that new young brother will become O'Connell's backup.
Yeah, eventually. No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Will Malcolm Kuntz make this team? Yeah, Frank, I hope so. I hope so. I'm a big Kuntz guy. I know some aren't, especially because he's part of the last regime, but I think Kuntz will. Let's see, a Raiders fan, Adam Plant likely won't make the team. Yeah, I can't see him making the team. I know he's a feel-good story. But I could see him, potentially being a practice squad member, maybe. But I when watching him, he doesn't do too much for me. But again, he's young. I hope he may do something. But he's more of a feel-good story to me. What's your thoughts, man?
You're absolutely right, Daddy. And I like that guy a lot. But what's happening, man, with these young brothers, man, they're there, then they're not there.
Right.
Then there, and they're not there.
Yep.
Look at AOC. He was there, then he's there again.
And there again. Yep.
Drake Thomas, he's there, and he's there again.
Yep.
When you keep Sam Webb, he's there, and there. And that's what these guys are looking for.
Consistency.
Consistency, accountability. And then last but not least, man, the best 53, because coaching jobs are on the line, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have guys in that you can trust at the end of the day, because, the fans are already pretty rough. I do think Mark Davis is going to be, for the most part, he's going to be patient, with the coaches. But, I know, that regime still feels pressure, but, at the end of the day, they know they got to perform. They're already, they're kind of losing the fan base, at least half of the fan base. And we know why a certain half don't like them. But, but if we come out and, do the opposite of what you say and start 0-3, then that's, we're going to start hearing that uproar. So, they know they got to get it together and got to get it together quick. So
Daddy, real quick, the old Raiders, which is not too long ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, we beat ourselves with some stupid penalties.
Yeah.
All right. And then that's in first place. In second place, bad play calling.
Yep.
In third place, lack of talent. All right. So the first one's gone. The second one, the play calling, McDaniels every now and then will make a call that'll say, okay, what are you doing here, Daddy? But I give him credit for throwing that first pass that went out of bounds. He was going for the throw.
Yeah.
And usually these guys like to hold back in preseason. But, he opened up the kitchen door, bro, and says, I'm going to give you everything right now. It didn't work out.
Yep.
So to me, as play caller and all that, I'm cool with them. And let's be real. The other 31 teams, everybody's going to have a play that didn't work out.
Yeah.
All right? So I'm cool with that. To me, the stupid stuff is gone. We don't have any players hitting people out of bounds. We actually got more talent now than we've had in a minute. However, if we can combine another draft next year with more depth pieces, we'll be that much stronger.
Exactly.
But I truly believe if all of us stay healthy, I'm talking about from number 10 to the rest of these guys, in my opinion, minimum 9 victories.
I agree.
Minimum.
I agree.
Minimum.
I agree.
9 victories. You know, and to me, I got my remote control the other day, and I'm going to my shows that I watch, and they're talking about the Jets, the Cowboys, the Chiefs ad nauseum. And I paused it. I told my main squeeze, you know what, baby? You know why they don't talk about us? Because we don't deserve to be talked about.
We don't. And I like it that way. Let's stay under the radar until we earn it. Let's earn the press.
Right. So I said, you know, I can't be mad at these guys. So, you know, and then they start predicting us winning 2 or 3
games.
Games. Then they got us picking up in the top 3 next year.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, right now, no disrespect to Caleb Williams at USC. He's not on my radar, Daddy. The guy that's on my radar, we got on the roster.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying he's going to be better than Caleb, but he's the real deal, man. I'm going to be patient. And I'll tell you what, Daddy, there's going to be a time either at Allegiant Stadium or in Detroit or South Beach. I don't know what stadium. You ready, Daddy?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're going to say, uh-oh, Jimmy got a little rattled. Here comes O'Connell. And you know that first play they're going to do, Daddy? It's not going to be up the gut. It's going to be play action.
Play action, go deep. Let's get it.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Get it.
Come on, man. And he's not going to underthrow 17 or overthrow. And then all of a sudden, we're going to have a quarterback controversy, Daddy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want a controversy yet, though. I want Jimmy to do his thing. Honestly, I want him to do his thing, but we'll see. So, a question right here from the Raiders fan: is Phillip Rivers a fair comparison to Aiden O'Connell?
Ooh.
Because that's Phillip Rivers, literally a slow guy, but he can fire that ball and accurate.
Man, you know what, man? That is a great take because I was going old school Dan Fouts, but this is more up to date. And then I was throwing a little Bradyism, man, in him. Yeah. And that is a great take. You know, Phillip never cussed in his life, and he's got like 32 kids.
I know,
but we don't know if this young man here cusses or whatever. But man, that's a great question, man. It's a great take,
that is a good one. And honestly, I hate it as a Raider fan. I'm one of those guys. I gotta admit, I always from afar admired Phillip Rivers, like his fiery attitude. I loved it, man. You know, he was always someone. Of course, he's our enemy, but I used to love when Rivers would, you know, talk his trash. You know, if his team's not performing, he's in their face. I mean, Brady too. I like seeing Brady do. I love when quarterbacks be holding guys accountable. You know, Rich Gannon, he's another one. You know, if something didn't go right, you know, so I've always liked Rivers from afar, kind of. But I would love for O'Connell to be that, but be a winner because Phillip can never win in the playoffs.
Daddy, in 2 games. You haven't heard the announcers say this about O'Connell. Oh, he shouldn't have thrown that ball right there in that window.
Right.
They haven't said that. They've said it's a small, tight window, and he's putting it right in.
Right there.
You know what I mean? That, you know, we were there last weekend. That one, the Keenan Cole, man, on the sideline. On the end zone. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. You know? And we're not saying this the last 2 weeks, man. Oh, man, He didn't see that guy that was wide open. He sees everybody that's open, man.
And honestly, and again, I hate talking about the last guy, but you know, sometimes it's like you have too much information you're trying to process, not only from this coaching staff but others. So it's like it's good to get a brand new rookie that you can almost program to learning your way of football. You know what I'm saying? Right. And honestly, I think if some of those guys that are journeymen that go to different teams every year, they have to learn so many different ways to see the field. And honestly, I think that may have been what happened to our previous quarterback, because every year you got a different play caller besides, the last few years with Gruden. But I mean, it's tough. But O'Connell, he only knows how to look at the field one way while being in NFL. And that's probably going to be beneficial for him.
You know what that is? And I'm the first one, maybe not the first one, but the second one. I'm in the top 5 to pile on Carr, good riddance and all that. I'm not going to say that. But here's the deal. In all fairness to him, I was happy when he started, beat out Matt Schaub and all that. But unfortunately, he had so many coaches and what have you. But in my opinion, I truly believe this. LBJ, Jordan, all these prominent guys, they all have different coaches in their life. And you adjust all of them, and you put it in your toolbox, man. So to me, you can use that excuse all you want.
Yeah.
If you're mentally tough, you can walk into any room or field and say, I know it's about we, but today I'm going to be the man no matter what. And I just think that young man, I hope he does well with the Saints. And when we play him next year, we blast him, but that's a story for another day. It came down to 2 things, and mental toughness, and he hit a ceiling. And your take was spot on, Daddy. We just got a guy right now that between his ears is blank, bro.
Yeah, he's a clean slate.
Blank.
He's a clean slate.
Man. And all of a sudden, we're putting in all this data. Do this, do that, do this, and do that. And I tell you what, we don't need this. We don't need it, but it's going to happen. The Bucky Brookses of the world.
Yeah.
Baldy.
Yeah.
And my guy, I wish he was the RGM, Louis Riddick.
The other boy, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to say, hey, man, maybe, just maybe, the best QB in this draft, the Raiders stole him, bro.
I would love it, man. I would love it. You know how they always do the draft, the redrafts a couple years later?
Right.
That'd be great. That would be great.
All right, bro.
About to wrap it up here in a second, man. But before we do that, Randy got a good take. Number 62. What's his name? That David, I think Agoa. That guy, he got a sack yesterday, man. This dude, brand new to football. He was part of that international program, man. So he got that sack, and that everyone just ran to him, gave him a lot of love. That was an awesome thing to see. Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah, Daddy, and I'm glad they have that program, man. And on the real, Daddy, he's probably headed to the practice squad, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, for all the flack the NFL catches, I'm glad for the program and for him, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that's a kid that's just learning the game, man. So that's awesome. The Raiders fans, shout out to Stockton, California, man. Thank you for listening in. Let's see. And we got Frank Wright. O'Connell reminds me of Brady. He can chop defenses up. You're precise, and he has ability to throw. Yep, I agree, man. I agree. No, so that's good stuff. But Daddy, man, I really appreciate you stopping by, man, and talking this game with me, man. I can't wait till this season starts, man. So I know you're going to I know we talked about it before, so are you going to Denver or not?
No, Daddy, I'm Denver. I need a break on Denver. I've been there too many times, but the week after Buffalo, I'm headed there with Big Jason and our girls, and we're gonna have a great time, man.
Yeah, sweet.
And then
sweet.
A few other games that I don't want to sound braggadocious, bro, but I'm blessed to do it, man.
For sure. Well, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you stopping by as always, man. Appreciate the Shield Squad. I really appreciate you guys. As always, stopping in, and I apologize again for the Fan Talk Friday. Wasn't able to make it, man. Was feeling a little under the weather, so I'm feeling a lot better now. Yes, sir.
Daddy, let me send everybody out with some words of wisdom. You ready?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You got the light, man. You got the spotlight.
All right, Daddy. I'm gonna take my hat off for this one. You ready? All right, here we go. Bottom line is 14 weeks left in 2020-23. All right. How about for the next 14 weeks, we don't wait till January 1st to restart everything again. Press the restart button tomorrow morning when you wake up, man. That's so important. What am I talking about? Anything you got to get done that you've been procrastinated, get it done, man. You want to lose 5 pounds, lose 1 pound. Just get things done, maybe target some bills, save some money, whatever. But finish 2023 with momentum. There's a good chance the rest of 2023 that we are going to lose a game or two. But as long as you're winning away from the football field, that's what it's all about. Just win. And you'll carry momentum for 2024, and you'll have the habit of saying, I remember what Big Daddy said in the summer about the show, about not waiting for January 1st to always restart. You have a chance to restart every single day and be just this much better than you were the day before. And I'll throw in a little dessert, Daddy, and it goes like this. This one I'm going to put my hat on. We all, until we take our last breath, going to have some unexpected challenges and some unexpected problems. But don't look at problems like problems. Look at them like puzzles. You know why? Because every puzzle can be figured out.
I love it, man. I love it. It's much appreciated, man. So again, as I always say, Raider Nation, the players and coaches come and go, but we must always protect the shield. Everybody be safe. I love y'all. Have a good Sunday. Family first.